my independent research, I have noticed that yes, less carb, less protein, you know, still build muscles with less protein. And then something I also noticed is that I eat more carbs. So it does seem to correlate that more carbs is more useful, because there'll be times where I'm like, I started a lift, fasted essentially, right? And this is not so long after so basically a morning lift, and I haven't even eaten yet, and I noticed that I'm not at full strength, so it feels like I haven't recovered fully, right? But then I go eat something, like potatoes or some bread, right? Some sandwich or something, or some junk food, maybe a honey bun or something, whatever that has carbs is what I'm saying. So I eat some carbs, then I go back to the workout, and then I'm able to do the workouts relatively easy. So of course I got the glycogen, right? I got the carbs for the workout. Of course, sometimes you get carbs from like an energy drink or something like that. So sometimes even just drinking an energy drink will help me out, with the carbs. So definitely very important, carbs when you're lifting. Proteins obviously from when you're repairing, right? From when you're recovering from your lifts. So that's why yes, carbs first, protein second. So something I noticed is that when I was doing the whole low protein thing back in the day, right, a couple of years ago up to now, that I was still consuming a lot of carbs, mainly because I was still eating junk food. And even now I still eat junk food from time to time. I try to eat more healthy, right? Eggs, potatoes, that kind of stuff. But I do throw in junk food once in a while. So as you can see here, 62 grams of protein, 195 carbs, over 1,600 calories. And that was just yesterday. So as you can see that my carbs are more than twice the amount of my protein. So I'm on a low protein, high carb diet essentially. I'm getting stronger, I'm lifting heavier, so everything's working out. So clearly carbs, high carbs, low protein is definitely working. Or at least it's not working, right? So at least I can build with less protein, more carbs. So that video is I agree with, because that is what I'm experiencing. Now if I wanted to cut, now obviously the carbs, does the whole water retention thing, right? The whole water weight thing. But I do cardio, right? I take hot showers, which causes me to release most of that water weight while I shower, sleep, or fasting, as I like to call it. Also water weight loss there. So I'm going to lose a bit of that puffiness, right? That water weight, just from consuming carbohydrates. And from doing physical activity like walking and lifting heavy things, I'm obviously going to use up that carbs. So after that's done, then of course that's where the calories comes in, right? 10,000 steps, eating under 2,000 calories, so I can make sure I'm in a deficit. Whether it be a big deficit, a mild deficit, a small deficit, a deficit is a deficit, right? Sorry. And so definitely seems like carbs is something you really need to make sure you get before you do any physical activity. But if you want to cut, right, if the whole idea is to lose weight but maintain muscle, then you have to do the reverse, which is more protein, less carbs. So those two tend to interchange. That's what I'm noticing. Because I saw there was a comment that somebody was asking, like, if I'm cutting, should I, do more carbs, less protein? And I was like, no, it's actually the reverse. Because the whole more carbs, less protein, that's for muscle building. If you're cutting, trying to reduce your body fat, but obviously you want to maintain muscle, you got to do the reverse. You want to consume more protein and less carbs, right? Less carbs, less water weight, right? And of course, you're going to be doing a lot of cardio, and you don't need carbs for cardio. But because you're doing a lot of physical activity, like walking, running, bike riding, whatever, ellipticals, even some weight training, as part of your cardio, right? As part of your cut, then you're going to need that protein for all of that. Because you want your body to use calories, right, fat, for the energy source for your workouts. The protein's obviously for the recovery parts. And then while you're recovering from wear and tear, your muscles get wear and torn. That's where the protein comes in. Of course, you burn 4 calories per gram of protein. So more protein in that very active lifestyle is going to burn more calories. So that's where the cutting really comes in, is trying to burn as much calories as you can. Calories through cardio, calories through protein synthesis, right? Through processing protein. So that's why more protein. And if you're wondering the number, 125 grams of protein a day for a week. It's about a pound of calorie burning, which is approximately 3,500 calories that you'll burn in a week just by consuming 125 grams of protein. But as if your body processes all the protein, your body processes 50 grams and then tosses the rest, then okay, then 125 doesn't matter, right? If your body uses less protein than you know put into it, and that's a part of the issue, is that we don't decide what our body does with the protein that we consume. The best we can do is put enough protein for our body, to be able to use however way it wants to use it, but we can't determine how much we want it to use. So theoretically, 125 grams a day can burn about a pound a week if your body processes all of the protein that you consume. So, so yes, when you're building muscle, more carbs, less protein. When you're cutting, just trying to get rid of fat, but you want to maintain muscles, more protein, less carbs. And of course, calorie deficit, regardless if you're building muscles or not, eating under 2,000 calories.